I have fallen for the biggest marketing technique since the internet existed, and that is email marketing, specifically the Black Friday email. So every November across the Western world, we have Black Friday, a time where companies deliberately upprice their products so that they can reduce them again just in time for the holidays and think you're getting a deal. Anyway, that being said, this one was a deal. So when I open my emails, and I have thousands of promotional emails, had to deal with that. One always stands out, and it is House of Kojo. Ever since 2016, House of Kojo has been in the houseplant world. This online retailer grew extremely popular during lockdown, and I have to say their packaging techniques were... So when I saw their email that they were having a Black Friday sale, I had to just check it out. Naturally. And the plants that I did end up buying were ones that I had really wanted during the lockdown but could never afford, and finally they are coming down in price as people realize houseplants aren't really for them, and which is fine, more for me. So in this massive box here, literally massive, I think I'm gonna have to get the wide angle lens out, is 4 plants that I bought. I think it's 4. Yeah, it's 4 plants that I bought. So just a little bit backstory with House of Kojo. Recently, at the beginning of this year in February, Grow Tropicals acquired House of Kojo. And Grow Tropicals are known for their like rare and unusual houseplants, which then explains why House of Kojo has had a real insurgence of getting in these rare and unusual plants. And when I mean rare, I don't mean they're rare in the wild, I mean they're commercially rare. So not enough of them are grown. People like them for their colour, their variegation, or because they can get a lot of money out of them if they learn how to propagate them. So let's get into the unboxing and see what I ordered, because considering that I don't know how many plants that I ordered, I think it's 5, it could be 4, it's probably 4. I'm not made of money. Right, I'm gonna change my lens. So I've changed my lens to a wide angle one, so you should see a bit more of what's going on, and excuse the mess. Let's get in. It's packed up tight. Wow, what a beauty. Oh, and it's flowering. Like, doesn't smell great. Wow, it has so many gorgeous leaves. Normally they don't come with this many leaves. I mean, this is a large pot, so I was expecting at least 4, but you've outdone yourself. I'm gonna check for little pests now. So this Anthurium clarinervium, I hope that's pronounced right, but it's probably very, very wrong, is one that I've wanted for the longest time. It's just so gorgeous. Look at the veining on these leaves, and it has some nice silvery veining when you turn it into certain lights, and it's so deep and lush. It's such a great plant, especially if you want that tropical kind of vibe. So this plant is native to Chiapas or Chiapas, a rainforest region in Mexico with lime-based soil. This plant loves to live deep within the forests, and we can tell that by its large leaf shape, and it really thrives with high rainfall in its natural habitat. So we know that we're going to need to water this a fair bit, and we know that we're going to have to up the humidity. So the only way I know how to propagate this plant is through division, by dividing the stems at the base of the plant. Using this technique, you could do a variety of other techniques such as hydroponics, straight into soil, or even tissue culture to get even more plants. So apparently its berries are orange, which I don't know if we're going to find out with this plant, because I don't actually have any other tropical plants that are in flower that probably would pollinate this kind of plant. Because when you want to produce seeds from a plant, obviously that's the berry, you've got to have the right number of chromosomes to make the seed, and if you don't, you can't cross them. So that is the first plant. Let's see for the second. Ooh, lovely toolbox. It could be any of them. One reason why I did keep going back to House of Kojo during the lockdown was because they had their packaging on point. So many other plant retailers, their plants become quite damaged or just in like a state really, and then you have to recover them. But House of Kojo's ones, they're always shipped out really quickly and in a really excellent condition. That's why I was like, yeah, I have a bit left over, I can spend some money on this. Oh, and we've got 2 in 1. So let's start with baby. So this Aglaonema tricolour was in such high demand during lockdown that even the seeds were going for hefty money. And now I've got one. So this plant is part of the Aglaonema family that is known as the Chinese evergreen. You'll see quite a lot of common ones in plant shops and in supermarkets. You'll see them as maybe pinks, maybe greens, and they tend to be like dappled in colour. And the tricolour is so hard to find, like a well-priced one. So when I saw it, I was like, yes, I'm getting this one. So when fully grown, this can reach to around 60 centimeters in height, which is about 2 feet, and is native to the subtropical regions of Asia. In its natural environment, it will be in the understory of the forests, and it likes dappled light, warm temperatures, and a nice humid atmosphere. I can propagate this plant through division. Seems to be more of the best option because it is slow growing, but it might produce like little shoots from under the soil that I can propagate from. So yeah, that is the tricolour. Also love to see the new growth on these plants. It indicates that they are doing well, nice lovely condition in their greenhouses. Putting baby in the corner, we're now going to look at the Florida Ghost. So this one was kind of squished under the tricolour, and I mean bits of it has snapped off. It's not looking in the best condition. This is obviously an old hut, you can see here, and the little plant did knock quite a few bits off, some new growth there, so that's unfortunate, but these things happen, and hopefully it'll give us some more stems. So this philodendron is a climber, and it produces green, light green and white growth, and this one looks damaged as well, so it's gonna go. That's unfortunate, been squished too badly. So this plant has either undergone some insect damage, or this was the leaf that it was propagated from and they just chopped it in half so that it wouldn't transpire as much water during the propagation process. It's a shame because that was a really nice leaf as well, but hopefully it should recover. So when the leaves first unfurl, they are a white kind of colour, and then they go to a light green and eventually a darker green, which seems quite cool if you had like a whole vine and you had vines coming out the vines. You have like different colours at different parts of the vine, which I think is quite fun. This plant was an absolute hit during lockdown and would go for so much money. I couldn't fathom spending that much on a plant, but here it is with me now at a much reduced discount. Okay, now for the last package in my box. We have we have an absolute stunner. May I present to you the Philodendron Burley Marks, the variegated version. So these leaves are absolutely gorgeous. It's had some absolutely stunning growth. You see all the colours in the new leaves coming out. This is such a lovely specimen. There is no damage on this one, pretty much. I'm missing a leaf there, but that's to be expected in transport. But look at these lovely new leaves. So this variegated version of the Philodendron Burley Mark features cream coloured variegation on glossy green leaves. To maintain the variegation, you need to have it in somewhere that has at least bright light, but not too bright, because the leaves, they feel quite thin. I think it would start to burn if it was too bright. So the non-variegated version of this plant is native to South America, and as with any tropical plant, you want to make sure the humidity is high. This herbaceous evergreen is also considered an epiphyte, so it uses other plants to help support its lifestyle without stealing stuff from them like parasites. Other than that, like other philodendrons, this one is pretty easygoing, so hopefully it won't die, because I'm not getting another one if it does. This is my one chance. My one chance. So this is my House of Kojo Black Friday haul. I hope you enjoyed watching me spend money, so you don't have to. And you bet I'll be looking at other plant YouTubers' hauls this winter and live vicariously through them. But yeah, I wonder if I should do a giveaway. I can propagate all of these. The smaller ones, I'm going to wait quite a bit for them to get bigger. But definitely this philodendron, you can already see the roots coming out of some of these stems. So if that's something you'll be interested in the future, hit the follow and like this video. So overall, how do I rate buying from House of Kojo? I think I'm gonna give it this time around a 7 out of 10 because the Florida Ghost was pretty damaged, and it did have to take off quite a few leaves. So this is editing Meg here, and actually the following day another of the damaged leaves was too far gone, so now I'm only left with that one original leaf. So I've had to knock off a few points for that, and the actual top where the new growth was coming out of, because they broke off, it did go a bit moldy and there was obviously something very wrong with it, so I'm having to sort that out. I'm not really sure if it's going to survive through that, but yeah, that's the way it was packaged, so I'm going to give it overall maybe a 5 for this shipment, because these are kind of pricey plants, not gonna lie. They should have been packaged a little bit better, and I was a bit disappointed with that because normally their packaging is on point. Anyway, and I think if they weren't packaged together, if there was a bit better packaging with them, because there was space in the box, they could have just put a smaller one around it on this one, and it wasn't sat on top of that one, it would have been perfect. But other than that, that's the only thing I think that's gone wrong. I have checked them for pests and diseases. I can't see any pests. Hello. Apart from that fruit fly, which will probably come from this room. That being said, they're going to get some SB Invigorator on them and possibly some anti-thrip solution, because I'm not taking those chances again. Comment orange berries if you have stayed to the end of this video, and I'm going to love you and leave you and keep planting.